afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Master Debating, the show where we take sides on the hottest topics that no one cares about. Alongside me are the people whose lives are empty enough to actually talk about these things, Cam Manna and Eli Fishman. Eli, you're a broadcaster for the AA Yankees, and Cam, you work in the Cape as a broadcaster. You both are quite involved in the baseball world, and you've been told we're going to argue about Derek Jeter, but instead, we're going to switch it up and answer the ever-impending question, Cam Manna or Eli Fishman? Who's better? Eli, I'll start with you.
Listen, I love what I do as a sports broadcaster. I put pride, I put passion into it. You know, there's days, high school games on a Friday night. Some people may be in town that you want to visit, but sometimes you just got to go do it. You got to ball. And, you know, for Cam Manna, it's all about the money. He wants the money. He wants the exposure. He wants the followers and the clout. But, you know, for me, I love what I do. I love my job. I show up to the ballpark, show up to Wells College. Cam, you ever heard of Wells College? 600 kids. You go broadcast their volleyball, basketball games. It's not fun. There's 10 people in the stands, 10 people watching online, but you have fun with it. And Cam Manna doesn't have that passion, that drive, and that fun. He just wants the money. He just wants the fame. And it's not like that.
Cam, what do you have to say for yourself?
That's a fantastic point, Eli, and I think you're great at what you do, and I think you do things like that, you know, to put yourself out there. I think I do that as well. I spent a whole summer in Cortland getting paid nothing to broadcast baseball with like 10 to 15 viewers.
Free housing.
And for high school sports, I did that all last season, and I actually got you a gig. The gig that he's talking about, high school sports, when his friend or whatever was in town, I gave Eli that gig. So that's one thing.
Well, who was in town visiting you that you didn't want
to? My girlfriend was not there. Yours was. So that's a completely different story.
I don't know about that.
I actually, unfortunately, right now, I don't get paid for what I do. Eli's actually the only one, and that's great for Eli. You get paid for what you do. But for what I'm doing, I have to take a route right now where there's not places where, I can get paid. You were fortunate to be in that position, great. But where I am right now, I have to work hard at certain things and work my way up and not get paid. Travel to Virginia during a Thanksgiving break and not see my family and call a football game for absolutely free, something that you were not doing. You were actually at a Knicks game in your mom's box seats.
That's embarrassing, Eli.
Well, I would have gone to Randolph-Macon to broadcast the game, but I didn't. I wasn't selected. Cam wasn't. Cam's very talented, very good-looking, handsome, dapper, young individual.
Let's talk about why you weren't selected, though, for a second, because
let's do it.
You declined a position, did you not?
No, I did. I declined sideline.
And so let's talk about character for a second here. And how is your character better than Cam's?
Because I love working with the people around me, and want to incorporate a fun atmosphere. Want people to have fun. I want people to work with me. It's not just about your on-air talent, and I'm nice to everyone.
Yeah. Okay, let's bring the camera back over here.
Respectful of all, not as much as Cam. And Cam's very talented, but I'm a lot better to work with. I like to think so, at least.
Yeah, not like, for example, just before we started, Eli was making fun of Dan Fox, who's in the control room, and saying stuff about our wonderful host, Rhea Debate, who works so hard on ICTV, making fun of things about her gender and where she came from. So certain things like that don't make work environments, and I think that more than anything, talk about talent and all that stuff, what you can control is the people around you.
Exactly.
And how you were a team player and a leader and happy to work with. And multiple people have said during Bombers Live that you showed up late to multiple broadcasts. You won't send it down to the sideline when you're told to. And when it comes to things like that, that is why people look at you a certain way, and that's what you can control.
Why would I send it down to someone who's less talented than me on the sideline?
Exactly. So you just proved my point right there. That is 101, something about you that qualifies as selfish and something that a quality that brings you down.
I think that's a good quality for broadcasting.
For that, Eli, I'm gonna let Cam rip into you for this segment. Eli's been known to not really put a whole lot of effort into his research. For example, he doesn't know sports really.
Yep.
How does that really fight against him as a broadcaster?
100%, because during basketball games, he doesn't know what a certain foul is, which can hurt the broadcast. Or if for sports final, Eli's a great host, but you're told to get there at 2, 3 p.m. for a call time.
Which is ridiculous.
Everyone's there.
That's not the right call time. Why would I show up?
Yes, but my point, Eli, is there are producers that work their butts off for your show that you're hosting on, that you get to be in front of the camera. You take that moment for granted. You show up when you want to show up, and that relays a bad, perception to freshmen, people that want to look up to you because you're not a good leader. At the end of the day, it comes down to being a leader and being able to show that you care about what you're doing, which you obviously
that's
don't.
a poor example because why would I show up at 3 o'clock when I have 2 hours of work for an 8 o'clock show? It's just
because
bonkers.
everyone
I
else
have
is
other
there.
things
You're,
to do.
you're a part of a team. This isn't. It's called Sports Final. There's a crew from producers to people that do camera.
So
from
I
the very
do my
low
job.
level.
I get my job done, and I contribute to a fun
You
environment.
don't.
Yes, I always do.
there's people-
I always get my job done.
Yeah, but there are parts of that show where you don't know, certain things of if that was a foul or when you're having a discussion with someone, your producer say,
Because
hey,
I work hard to do.
personality.
Hey,
Show
whoa,
personality.
I want to go back to that point because yes, I don't know anything about basketball. I don't know anything about football. I don't know anything about a lot of sports that I've had to learn.
Yes.
And I've had to learn. So I've had to put in the work. Yes.
that's already
my
okay.
freshman year. I didn't know fouls in basketball. I didn't know what a technical foul was. I didn't know. Go on the
freshman year,
line,
okay, yeah.
charity stripe. I didn't know any of that, but I had to put in the work to learn that, and
And you know
I
what,
very
Eli?
much have done that.
Part of that reason might be just from where you came from. Your high school didn't really have a program.
Exactly.
Cam's did.
Cam's did.
So
Yep.
how do you fight against that when he has, the privilege, if you will?
He very much had an upper edge on me because he got that experience in high school with his radio station. In his high school, my high school didn't have anything. We didn't have.
Didn't you go to
news.
broadcasting camps?
I went to
Yes.
one summer broadcasting
Yep,
camp,
paid
which was
broadcasting
the
camp.
cheapest
Yes.
one.
No,
He
no,
went to
too.
Bruce Beck's. How much is it? How much was Bruce Beck's camp?
I have no clue.
A
what it
lot
was.
of freaking
But-
money, and I
but
couldn't because my
I
parents
went
had to
there-
work full time.
Yes.
They couldn't drive me there. It
But
was far
I went
away,
there, I
and
worked
I didn't have the
hard.
money.
I spent my summers waking up early, driving to New Rochelle, going to the camp, coming back, going to football practice, spending my July doing that kind of stuff. And yeah, sure, there was money that had to be put down thanks to my parents, but I worked at that stuff, and now I'm already here, and I have the upper edge on those things because at those camps I learned team player, make connections, things that you definitely need to work on.
Now, guys, I want to ask about a different aspect of your lives. You live together.
Yeah.
How is it
It's a
being
mess.
each other's roommates? I mean,
Mess.
Eli, I've been told
Mess,
that you
yeah.
aren't very clean either.
I'm-
So what's going on there? And you
Well,
eat other people's
everyone
food.
talks about my cleanliness, but I'm very clean.
Yep.
Like.
For sure.
I don't know what I do wrong. Yes, I eat a lot of people's food in the house. I'm known to do that, and it's a problem that I'm working on. But I'm among the cleaner of the group, unlike Camana, who will make eggs in the morning or chicken at night and just leave the dish sitting out for hours and
I clean up
hours.
other people's
People have to
dishes.
ridicule him before he cleans them up.
That is so not true, and we can ask anyone in the house about that. And second point, the only person in the house that uses the air fryer is Eli.
Yes,
Doesn't clean it. It smells like mold, and our house smells like fish. Second
Okay,
thing,
it took
Eli,
2 weeks to
no,
clean
no.
the air fryer. I'm the one that uses the
Eli,
air
let him
fryer.
get his
You
words
were the
in.
last person
Don't
to
talk to
leave,
me.
and our roommate Griffin left a note on the kitchen said, "Last one to leave, please load and start."
No,
the
it
dishwasher."
said load. It
Eli
said load
loaded
the
a dishwasher
dishwasher.
with 20 plates of just dirty stuff
loaded-
and left it there and
it
went
said-
home for a week.
it said
Left it
load
for
the
a week.
dishwasher,
Once
not
again,
start
a
the
team
dishwasher.
player. It's the Eli Fishman show.
It
It's
said
all about Eli.
load the dishwasher, which is what the directions I was given, and I loaded it. I didn't start it. It didn't
Privilege,
say
right
start
there.
the
There's
dishwasher.
no loaded dishwasher.
Eli, that's common sense, is it not?
The instructions clearly said
Ray,
load
He
the
brought
dishwasher.
up privilege. This guy asked us, "How do you load a dishwasher?"
That's not true. I said, how do you
did.
start it? It's because I was trying to start
There's
it.
a start
no,
button.
listen to me. Give me my opportunity. I said I was confused because it wasn't starting. I was like, why won't the dishwasher start? It wasn't closed all the way. So yes, I messed up, but I know how to
Man.
start the dishwasher.
Dude, a bamboo could do that.
It wasn't closed all the way. I'm sorry. I was having some trouble. I asked my friends to help me, and nobody helped me.
And once again, maybe Eli has all this stuff with broadcasting, but comes to school, pays for school, does not go to class, has a sub GPA, doesn't go.
Because I don't care about school.
Okay,
Yes.
I work hard on other
Eli, let him
things.
make his closing statement here.
And at the same time, too, back to being around your friends, you burn bridges, which is not a factor that I have that I think you do have.
What bridges have I
Eli,
burned?
closing statements
This
here.
whole entire room.
This whole entire room.
Yeah.
Closing statements
Whole entire
here,
room.
Eli. Closing statements.
I think Cam's a very talented, handsome young individual. I think he's got the drip, he's got the hair, he's got the smile, everything. But I think I enjoy this. I work harder, and you rack on me for a lot of things. But I'm a great person.
Well, guys, thank you so much for wasting everyone's life, but unfortunately, that's all the time we have for this conversation on Master Debating.
I need a beer.
Make sure you stick around, though, because coming up, Cam and Eli finally set aside their differences, get drunk, and get married. We'll be right back.
Good work.